Hey there, is your decision making out of shape? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 1450 of What You Up To Now, documenting the journey as I transition and participate in offline and online businesses, meaning owning. 48, gosh, almost, I don't even have to count up again, but like 48, 49 years of business ownership experience, as well as over a quarter century that simultaneously in corporate America. And then in 2017, following my divorce, I decided I was going to come online and figure out what this online internet world was all about. So as part of that, my early coaches in 2017, all of 2017 were like, publish, you need to get online, you need to do videos, you need to do all these things. And of course, like everyone else, I said, NFW, I resist. I did for a whole year, and I'm like, I'm not doing it. Then in 2018, I succumbed to the pressure and said, okay, maybe I need to get over my fear of this and figure it out. So I started doing an annual challenge to do one thing every day that scared me. And then I got involved with another group of ClickFunnels superstars, and they were doing an annual challenge to go live every day. So I joined that. And ever since then, I've done an annual challenge now to do one thing every day that improves an area or aspect of my life that I'm interested in improving. So first year I did comfort zone. Second year I did happy, because I wanted to be happier. I was going through a lot of changes following my divorce and getting, divesting myself of different businesses in my family home, etc. 2020 just so happened I wanted to have more fun in my life, and the pandemic hit. So I got to hang out with my 4-year-old, now 5, now 6-year-old granddaughter when she was out of school and couldn't go to daycare and things. So I got to hang out with her, and fun was the perfect topic for that year. Last year, I did one thing every day that centered me, and I used a journal book, and I can't remember who they're by. I want to say Ron, and no, it's not Ron. I'm not going to say, because I'll say the wrong thing. But I used a journal book that I got up at the cabin the previous 5 years, and I shared that every day. I would just hop in there, warm up my voice by saying the thing. Well, now this year, I ran out of journal books because we sold the cabin, so I decided, all right, what am I going to do? What am I going to do now? So I thought, well, why would I not? Since I've been doing challenges for 4 decades or more, probably more, why wouldn't I do my own challenge? So this year we're doing BU 365-day challenge, doing one thing every day that improves us. And I'm a huge believer in lifelong learning and continuous improvement, so it's a perfect fit for me. And so every day we're talking about a certain topic. Well, today's topic was decision making. And we talked about what are the steps of decision making, what's the process, and of course, the SOAP framework is really a decision-making process, right? It's just a simple 4-step decision-making process. What's my current situation? What do I want it to be? It creates a gap. How do I fill that gap? What are the options? How do I analyze those options to decide what to take action on? Then I take action, and then I ask myself, am I making progress toward what I want? Am I narrowing that gap, or am I making that gap bigger? Right? It's really simple, but we talked about the different biases we have, and then we talked about 15 things that you can do to improve your decision making. So if you're interested in that, it's on the Sharon Horne-Ellstrom page. You can go there and you can get all the details of that. I'm not going to repeat it all here. And then our idiom for supersize your business, I thought, okay, if I'm working on physical for the month of, and physical health and well-being for the month of January for this challenge, why don't I, for the rest of the month, look up and do a physical related idiom? Because guess what? Our businesses, supersizing and growing those, are usually only as strong as we are as the leader, right? We set the example and the pace for the rest of the organization. So we want to make sure we're physically fit, healthy, our well-being, our energy, and everything is strong. So for the rest of January, we will talk about a physical idiom every day. And today's was out of shape. And so I looked up, and there's no real origin to bent out of shape or out of shape. Where's my bent out of shape? My bent out of shape, I took my old ring light stand, and it's got a bendy thing on it, so you can bend it to whatever way you want to hold your light or your mirror or whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, that's perfect for bent out of shape. So I played with that a little bit because I haven't thrown it away yet. I have a hard time throwing things away. So we talked about what are the quickly, I just shared a few of, there's always big lists of how do you know if you're out of shape or not. Well, your resting heart rate, it's hard to climb stairs, it's hard to do things you normally do. They all kind of revolve around something being more challenging, more difficult, or painful than it used to be, right? You work out and it takes you, days to recover because you're so out of shape. You get winded when you go up a flight of stairs or something. You park in the very closest parking spot because you don't want to walk far to the front door of wherever you're going. Things like that are indication that you might be getting a little out of shape. And so I thought about, well, what are those with respect to my businesses? What are warning signs and symptoms that, and they're not always a symptom that there's something wrong with my business or it's something's out of whack or out of shape, but they can be. And when taken together, the more of them that we experience, they probably are an indication that something's wrong. If you have increased competition, more problems, more stress, legal challenges, losing customers, reduced profitability, increased expenses, challenges with your culture, people misbehaving, people making excuses, or you making excuses, all of those are symptoms and signs that there's a pain or a problem in the organization that needs to be addressed. So how do you know if you're out of shape in any area or aspect of your business? I like to do annual audits and constant process reviews and things. That's how I know. And we prevent a lot of things that can slip or fall or change from causing problems because we nip them in the bud. We're continuously improving and working on the business to make sure that we're not missing things. And as we grow and supersize, new problems and new challenges come up, and so we address them as they come up. We don't let them pile up and just say, oh, we'll deal with that tomorrow. Procrastination, lack of personal power, like we discussed yesterday. So those are the two topics and pieces of content that we discussed today. I am still working through, believe it or not, the framework for this challenge and what will be included and what won't be included. Also, I have other projects that I'm working on. I've got a couple of teams that have gotten out of shape and have gone a little off the rails, and so we need to rein them back in after the holidays and make sure that we're flying straight toward the goals and objectives that they want. But for the most part, everybody is sailing along. It seems like the beginning of a new year is kind of a honeymoon period where everybody's off to the races and running, and they're all excited about what they've set for goals for this year. Usually it isn't until February or March that people start to fall off, which is why I encourage setting goals and in 90-day increments. And so we do 90-day pushes to make sure that we're getting and maintaining that momentum, that excitement, that energy for what it is that we're creating. And so we take our big goals and we break them down into smaller ones and all the way down into single daily actions. I'm a huge believer in single daily action, which I think is what we're talking about in the challenge tomorrow. I'm not positive, but I think that might be it. All right. Any questions? Any way I can help you in offline or online businesses? As stuff comes up, I'll share more of what I'm working on, but a lot of it is covered with confidentiality agreements. And so that's why sometimes I'm really vague about what I do or do not share with respect to my own personal businesses, because I don't do it all myself anymore. I'm involved with a lot of different business partners and different entities, and it's not for me to share. It's like sharing someone's secret that's not your secret to share. That becomes gossip, right? It's not sharing, it's gossip. I get to share the things that I have the ability to share. The rest of it I don't talk about because it's gossip, and I don't like the gossip because I don't want people gossiping about me. Set the example of what you want to see in the world. All right, that's it. Have an awesome day. I will be with you tomorrow.